Those guys' shirts are atrocious. That is definitely on purpose right there. That's awesome. Some great shirts on those people. And I'm here with, I just bit my tongue. All across your chest, you're not going to be able. This is really bad. This is, try to be excited when I tell you.
Go. Let's do it. Dreams come true. Come on, man. I'm excited as I could be.
Really solid. Look at that little dollar bill. Perfect. High five on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a brand new video this week. And you can see from the excitement coming from our student Brent here that we had some great success with a really simple little drill that we actually named
Close the window drill.
The close the window drill. So out here on the driving range, grinding it out, we came up with a way to be able to describe this to you at home because it helped us solve a lot of issues in his downswing. He showed up here with a little bit of a loss of lag. He wasn't able to preserve it as long, which led to a little less forward shaft lean, which ultimately led to a club face that was really unstable. So his ball flight had a lot of movement to it. And Brent is terrified of hitting the golf ball left. And so one of the things that we want to do here is we want to understand that if we teach your trail arm what it should be doing in your downswing, that's right, you heard it here first, I'm going to teach you how to use your trail arm properly, then you're going to give yourself a chance to be able to get into some good delivery points, which ultimately led to more forward shaft lean, some really good zip on the golf ball.
Nice.
That's why his excitement when we were opening there. And some really good stability out of the club face. We had some good laser beams, and we're going to demonstrate this for you guys here today. So this drill is a byproduct of using your trail arm too much in the downward half. And what that looks like to you guys at home is exactly this. So go ahead and load up to the top for him. And when you start moving from your trail arm too early in your downward half, what you're going to notice is you see this little window pop open between the arm and the body. That little window right there is a big indicator that you're moving from your trail arm. You could actually probably see me through that hole. You could probably drive a Mack truck through here, right? Now, what that looks like from a down the line perspective is it looks like everything you don't want it to look like, right? If you look at it, you can see the club works out away from him. So it comes down a little bit on the steep side. You see that it gets outside of his hands. And when you get this movement started, guess what? You're not gonna stop it.
Can't stop it.
You're not gonna stop it. We wish we could, but you're not gonna stop it. What that leads to though, is when you get down to the hitting area, you're gonna be more or less having the club pass your hands. And we all know at this point that you have to have your hands in front of the golf ball in order to be able to compress it, right? You cannot have the club pass your hands and create any sort of reasonable compression on the golf ball. You can't do it. So it has this sort of multifaceted fault that comes out of it. Now, how many of you at home are trail side dominant and want to overuse your right arm in your downswing and see that window? Probably a lot of you. That's why you're sitting here watching this video with us here today, right? So now, let's think about a simple way to fix it. And this is what we came up with today. And I really like this. And Brent was able to get some really good success with it because it created enough of a difference in sensation for him on the way down that he could latch onto his brain and that he could produce these movements over and over again. And we're going to demonstrate it for you here in a moment. So what I want Brent to do is I want to have him turn face on for you. And we're going to do this trail arm only at first. And I'm going to have him load up to the top of the swing. Now, I know a lot of you at home are sitting there saying, well, why doesn't he just put a towel across his chest and have his right arm already into his body at this point? There would be no window. Well, I don't disagree with that. But we're not working off of a golf swing that lacks width. The golf swing, you can come out of this position. The golf swing is a big culmination of width, rotation, and leverage. Leverage is that big one, right? Leverage is through lag and release. You can call ground force the source of leverage. But we want to make sure that we balance this equation. So that's why we have that window to begin with, right? So we're working on adding width to the swing. So I always think about the trail arm as the governor of width going back and the carrier of lag on the downswing. And so what we want to do here from that new position at the top that you're going to be working from is we're going to be working on trying to get the right elbow down in front of the body, about right around where your belt loop is, right? We're going to do that while we're shifting our weight. But we're going to do that relaxed.
Relaxed.
We're not going to try to force our arm into this position. We're going to let it fall into that position. You might have to feel a little bit of active movement at first, but you want to remember, if you start moving from your arms, the whole sequence is going to get off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do this trail arm only up to the top. Trail arm only. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to shift our hips left, and we're going to bring that right elbow all the way down in front of the belt loop that's on the trail side of your pants or your shorts. Now, If you're one of those people that doesn't have belt loops on your pants, maybe you're wearing some mesh shorts or maybe you're wearing a pair of sweatpants, no big deal. Find where your hip socket is, okay, which is about 2 finger widths in front of that pointy pelvic bone on the front of your body, and get your right elbow to move to that position. It's a focused, fixed position that you're gonna be trying to get your arm into that we're gonna be moving through, right? So the key to this is that you do it with your legs and your hips working and focus on your right arm staying relaxed and moving down to that spot. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna demonstrate it with both hands on the club. And we're gonna go slow. So we're gonna shift our weight left. And we're gonna close that window up. Now, if you look at this position, it looks pretty good, right? You can see that he's got the club a little bit above parallel to the ground right here. You can see his hands are working down in front of his trail thigh. Okay, you can see that on the way down, his window closed up really quickly. Notice where his forearm is, notice where his bicep is, kind of pointing back at home, right? This is a great position for you to be able to start delivering the club through the hitting area. Now, to a lot of you at home, this position is gonna feel really jammed up, right? It's gonna feel kind of like, we described it as like, almost like feeling like a crab over the top of the golf ball. It's gonna feel like you have no space to be able to release the club. And I don't disagree with that. It's gonna feel like there's nothing there to help shallow things out. But simply letting the club release, when you start that process of letting it go and you let your wrists and your forearms rotate, you have plenty of space to be able to shallow the swing plane and it will get rocking and rolling through there. Okay, so simple way to think about this is close the window. I want you to do 5, 6 reps, really slow and methodical at first. You can probably even do them trail arm at first. But you want to become proficient enough to get both hands and arms on there. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, now, so for the interest of time, I'm not gonna wear you guys out and have you watch 5 practice reps. We're gonna just do a 1-to-1 ratio. So we're gonna load up to the top of the swing, and I'll show you guys from face on here in just a moment. We're gonna shift left, we're gonna close that window. Okay, you're gonna feel that, where that position is. He likes to let it release on through from there, that's perfectly fine. Now he's gonna hit a shot at moderate speed. He's not gonna be kamikaze mode here. Really, really freaking good there, huh? How good was that? Very good. Really solid. Look at that little dollar bill. Perfect. High five on that one. All right, so let's look at it from face on. All right, so here we are face on now, and what we're gonna do is get him to do the 1-to-1 ratio again for us. So we're gonna load up to the top. We're gonna close that window up. Okay, feel those arms work all the way down in front of your body. Make sure that you're using your legs and your hips at the same time. If you start yanking your arms down, then you're gonna really screw your sequence up. Wow. How is it money? 2 in a row, man. That's pretty tough to do on camera. Dollar bills. That's what you're looking for. Also, I know a lot of you probably have some questions on how to release the club, right? Because we just came down in this position. I said, all you gotta do is let it release. So if you wanna see a really cool video on how to let the club release properly, I'm gonna give you access to that video now. So you'll go ahead and click the link in the description below. It'll take you over to the website. You just sign up for a free membership. There's no questions asked. Okay, we don't ask you to put your credit card in there. Watch that video in its entirety, have some fun with it. So for those of you that are new to our channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. For those of you that want to hit that like button for me, that's really great. I appreciate that. That helps my psyche, it helps my self-esteem. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post those up below. We'll help you out as best as we possibly can. Remember, keep this stuff simple, okay? Go out there, work on the drill, work on the ratios that we talked about, get your mind connected to what your body's doing, and you're gonna hit some really great shots like Brent did today. He hit some steamboats, some Scud missiles, right? Very nice. So high five on that one. All right, guys, so let's get out there. Here's to playing some of your best golf. We'll see you in the next video.